Why is it that we're more connected than ever, yet lonelier than ever before? I don't need to cite a single study because you already know it's true. In the modern world, we are more connected, and yet things like depression and anxiety are skyrocketing. People are literally socializing less now than ever before. On top of that, more and more people are saying that they don't even have any close friends. As someone who spent most of my early high school years locked away in my room, completely isolated, I would know. In fact, I can probably count the amount of social outings I went on with friends over the 3 years of junior high on one hand. That's how bad it was. But of course, since then, I've completely changed. Not only do I regularly touch grass, but I'm happier and more connected with people I care about more than ever before. So I want to share with you how I personally solved my loneliness and how you can too. But first, I need to take you on a journey of a game that helped me realize this. A game that led me to completely changing how I approach my social life and making friends in general. Part 1: An Uncertain World. From the very beginning of Citizen Sleeper, you immediately realize just how crappy of a situation you're in. See, in the game you play as a sleeper. You're basically someone else's consciousness shoved into a robot to do labor. Somehow, it actually gets worse though. You were created by an evil organization who doesn't want you to live for long. As such, your body is rapidly deteriorating. On top of that, the organization is searching for you as they don't like it when their robot slaves escape. Despite you having a consciousness, you still have no legal rights, and a lot of people treat you as such. If that wasn't all enough, on top of that you're stranded here, on the Eye, a space station in the middle of nowhere. Altogether, this actually made me feel almost anxious and a little scared when I was playing. I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull through. I knew that the organization would come for me soon. I knew if I didn't get off this space station, then they would kill me. That feeling of having a fresh slate with all these big worries and anxieties actually reminds me of my high school life. When I first started high school, it felt like my slate had been wiped clean. And I don't mean that in a good way. Just like in Citizen Sleeper, I felt not only alone, but I also felt as if I was constantly being weighed down by external thoughts. I was always worrying about what I was going to do with my life. Am I going to go straight to university? Am I going to go straight to work? What kind of career do I want? I didn't even know what subjects I wanted to do at school, let alone a career path. But as I spent more time on the Eye, I began to change. Part 2: Shallow Friendship. In Citizen Sleeper, I started working odd jobs to earn some coins, whether that was working in a cafe or helping do manual labor. The money was great, and I really did need it to pay the expensive medicine that helped my deteriorating body. And yet, there was actually something far more important that I was obtaining other than money. I was making friends. I became invested in every character I met. Every single one of them is fully fleshed out with their own dreams, stories, and hardships. As I went on little adventures and helped these people out, I slowly but surely felt safer in the game. Now, that underlying anxiety of how to escape the Eye was still there. I still faced hardships and struggles with setbacks and friends betraying me for their own gain. But I still got to explore such fascinating areas and meet so many interesting people. And I think the same can be applied in real life. The issue I find nowadays is that almost no one shows who they really are. Most people aren't willing to have a deeper, more meaningful conversation because they're scared of being judged. Back in high school, sure, I had some friends. And as the years went by, I actually found myself in a massive friendship group of like 20 people by the time I graduated. But I didn't have any real friends. They were mostly just people I knew. Every single friendship I had was surface level. So just like in Citizen Sleeper, I started connecting with people on a deeper level. Now of course, that's far easier said than done. It's not like I'm a complete pro at this, but it's something that I'm working on to get better at. From what I've learned so far, I've actually found a really cool hack. Not only does it make it far easier to make new friends, but also to grow deeper bonds with them. In fact, this hack is probably the one thing that can solve the loneliness epidemic. Part 3, the answer. At the end of Citizen Sleeper, I had a choice. A friend of mine had secured a ticket off the Eye to a faraway planet where the organization would never find me. I was finally going to be free from the organization forever. And yet, I couldn't. I couldn't leave the Eye. As much as I wanted to, I refused. Because I had realized something. Home is where people are thinking of you. For me, in Citizen Sleeper, that was the Eye. I'd spent so long building this life with all these friends, I realized that that was far more worthwhile than freedom. And I also think that's the answer to the loneliness epidemic. Instead of looking for something out there among the stars, look at what is around you. Don't fill the hole of loneliness with external things such as pleasure, achievements, fame, or anything else, but fill it with spending time with people you care about. That means spending time with friends and family, but also with communities. I think communities are seriously underappreciated. For me, joining clubs and communities both offline and online was the big thing that led to me becoming more social and not feeling as lonely. I joined a running club, a D&D club, a homework club, and even an anime club before it got shut down. Probably because we were watching anime that was 15 plus, but that's besides the point. I began to meet new people and learn new things, just like I did on the Eye. For me, having communities of people made me finally feel safe. It made me realize that one of the reasons why I felt so lonely was because I'd never really tried to actively make friends with the kind of people I wanted to be friends with. In fact, I actually enjoyed communities so much that I started my own club back at my high school. It was actually this really cool Warhammer club where we got together and played the tabletop game. From what I hear, it's still going pretty strong to this day. Even now that I've graduated high school, I'm still in plenty of clubs and communities. And so that's what I want you to do. Go join a community. I'm willing to bet that you haven't even checked out what clubs exist in your area. Like where I live, there's a whole bunch of different clubs meeting up weekly at my local library, from knitting groups to tabletop players. If you can't find any clubs that interest you, then that's okay. Luckily for you, I have my own free community. Inside, we all help each other out, giving advice and helping hold each other accountable. I even do calls in there with the community about every fortnight or so. So if self-improvement is something that interests you and you want a community for it, then go check it out. Link in the description below. Now, get out there and find a community for you. Keep your sword sharp. Bye bye.